September 11, 2025. This is the S&P 500 E-futures mini on 2000 tick chart using NinjaTrader 8. Here's what the chart looked like today. Kind of a carryover from yesterday. Pre-market is a little bit of chop. There was some economic data that came out at 5:30 Pacific Standard, which is about right here. And it was the core CPI numbers as well as the unemployment claims. So it sold off, recovered rapidly, bounced, and kind of opened, moved up this shallow yellow up channel, and then kind of converted into what I think was this gray up channel. Then it was pretty much sideways for the rest of the day. So this is actually from 8 o'clock Pacific Standard, or 8:30, right about right here, all the way until pretty much the close, because it made all the way over to here about 12:30. So this is a good 4 hours. This is the bulk of the day. Even though it started here, there's not much price action. And from down here up to here is 2 hours. So you can tell most of the price action was kind of early on. And then after 8 o'clock Pacific Standard, about, 30 minutes till the close, prices didn't really go anywhere. I managed to take 2 trades. I lost in the first one. I got tricked, or I got trapped. Excuse me. And then I won on the second one. So I'm ending a little bit red. Going to the price action right now. So the pre-market, you see, it's kind of just choppy. Bounces, slightly moves up. Here's the economic data comes out. Pushes down, pushes up on this orange up channel. Break. Technically tests the high here. And pushes out in the open. So there is a localized high here. Go ahead and zoom in. Makes kind of a triple test, but nothing really worth trading. This is just too congested. Starts moving down. Looks like it was moving down this down channel here. Pushes up. Pull back. Second. So technically there's a second entry long right here, but it's a bad signal bar below the EMA. Nothing really here. And I'm thinking we're in this red down channel. Pushes all the way down to the bottom. This yellow up channel doesn't exist yet. So then it starts reversing and pushes up. I'm expecting some kind of reaction, maybe a push or rejection off this pre-market high. It almost looks like there was a small rejection. New low here, first entry short, and it pushes up and out. You don't really get a second entry short till about here. So it's like a new low, first entry short, second entry short, break of this orange up channel, tested the high. This is such a strong move. I'm not necessarily sure prices are going to reverse. And I do have this yellow up channel kind of preliminarily drawn because I did have 1 touch, 2 touch, and it fits somewhat at the high side, but it was transparent at the time, like this, because I didn't really fully trust it yet. Pushes up. I'm thinking we're moving up this green up channel, but there's no trades here. Only first entries. It follows the green up channel pretty well. At this point, when it touches this high side, I'm wondering if this is actually valid. So I went ahead and colored it in, put it back to the nice yellow. I think we're playing within this up channel. Pushes down. It's a first entry long. Technically, you have a second entry long here. So this is actually where I take my first trade, and I actually got trapped. Overall, the bias is up. There's a push of this green up channel. Break, made 1 attempt up, pull back. It's about to make a second attempt. I saw it open. Break 1 tick below this guy. Pushes up, closes at the high. Looks like it's 2 legs down. So this red down channel has tested the low. I'm expecting a push up and a test of this green high. Now, there is possibility that it could come down and test the low of this yellow down channel, but there's only 2 confirmations really down here, and there's a lot more confirmations on the high side. So it actually looks like it's 1 touch, 2 touch. Actually, I had it a little bit tighter. I think I had a 3rd touch here. See if I can adjust it. There's something closer to this. It's a little off right now. So I actually entered the trade right here. As you can see, go ahead and zoom in. 1 tick above this guy. Reasonably small signal bar. It's only 7 ticks. Entered. My stop is actually below this candle, this one right here. Hoping for a quick 2-point scalp because there's enough room for 2 points. And it pushes down and it traps me. Then it actually reverses up. So then I see actually a visual first entry long, pullback, second entry long, second entry long. I thought it was a decent trade. The thing that wasn't that great about it was it did break below the EMA, so it is a little risky, but I thought it had played out because the break of the red has tested the low. But it made another move down, and I didn't think that it would reverse so strongly like that. So if you were more patient than me, this technically isn't a higher low, but it is kind of like first entry long, second entry long. It looks like it's about to reverse, but I also didn't like it that it was below the EMA because here the argument was it's just recently broke out, it could reverse back up. If I was more conservative and more safe, then I would have probably just left it alone, wait for a higher low. Obviously, you'll get it here. Pushes up, comes back down, and if I was more conservative, this trade probably would just not have happened at all. The prices look like it's moving sideways. It looks like there's a triple test here. So one attempt, second attempt, third attempt. It's a new low. First entry short, pullback, second entry short. Second entry short, it's only a 6-tick candle. I call it an almost trade because there's not, I mean, there is enough room for a quick scalp here, but going short on a clearly bullish day felt risky. Of course, in this case, it would have worked for at least a 1-point scalp. You'd be sitting through this chop though. Now it's breaking out, starts pushing up, moves up this orange up channel break. Technically it tested the high here, pushes up. So I'm sitting in this yellow up channel. It hasn't quite tested the highs yet. I drew this low side of this gray up channel as a preliminary trend line, not a trend channel just yet. And as I kept hugging the high side, I turned it into this gray up channel. So I'm thinking inside this big yellow up channel, there's this gray sub superimposed channel in play. Because it looks like prices are somewhat obeying it. It's like one touch. See, it's kind of changed a little bit. Let's see if I can clean it up a bit. It goes a little bit tighter here. It's moved a bit. Ninja Trader does that sometimes. Sometimes your drawings will float. So something closer to this. So it pushes up, hugs the high side. Technically a first entry long. Pull back. Maybe there's going to be a bounce here. It creates a second entry long. Looks like it was 2 legs, but also saw it as potentially just one big leg down. Now, if this candle had come down, touched this original yellow up channel and had a nice rejection, I think I'd be more inclined to take a trade. But when I see this in real time, I'm a little weary. Yes, it might bounce off this gray up channel, but it still has enough room to move down. And the signal bar is decent, but for a more mediocre setup like this, I wanted a close at the high, something a little bit more high probability. And then you see this push up. Of course, you don't know that's going to happen. Now I see a break of this potential red down channel. I'm thinking it might test the low and actually have a clean touch of this gray up channel and maybe this yellow up channel. Comes down, it touches both, break and test the low. First entry long pullback, second entry long, pushes up. I'm looking for a higher low. I'm hoping for the next couple candles to actually break below this guy, but not this guy, not this red one, and then push and with a close strong at the high. It doesn't do that. It doesn't give you the higher low at all. It just kind of keeps pushing up. It's unfortunate. Bounces, creates a second entry long here. I call it an almost trade because this is very subtle. It's just a first attempt, first entry long, pullback. Creates a second entry long here, but this could also just be seen as one first entry long. So I was just kind of sitting on my hands, called an almost trade. Pushes up, hits the high side of the gray up channel, which is pretty good. I'm actually playing this gray up channel and the low side of this yellow up channel. Because if it ever comes to the high side of the yellow up channel, in real time, I'm thinking I'm weary of taking a short. But if prices come down and touch this yellow up channel, as well as maybe this gray up channel, either one, especially when it was like right here, then I would be more inclined to take a trade. The first entry long, pull back. Technically, you have a second entry long, but it feels a little congested right here. Pushes, it looks like it's falling into a range. So it's getting close to this yellow up channel. Support, see if I can click it. Here we go. And it looks like it might potentially bounce with a combination fail breakout. So I'm looking for fail breakouts, moving down this green down channel. It doesn't push back up. Now I'm looking at a potential touch of this gray up channel. It looks like it does bounce, but you technically only have a first entry long. I'm looking for a second entry long. It's gone pretty far now, so I'm a little weary now. Break of this green down channel has tested the low. I was thinking maybe it's just one big leg, so it might push up with a correction and then create a second leg similar to this for 2 legs down. It's technically a first entry long right here, but I've also grouped it as just one big leg so far. You do have your first entry short here. Now you have a second entry short here. So it's a second entry short, but I actually called it more of a higher low because I saw it as a new high, First entry long, pullback. Second entry long, pullback. Creates this higher low, bouncing off the EMA. This is actually where I take my second trade. Now, as a break of this blue down channel, it might come back and test. Well, break of this blue down channel has tested the low. Break of this larger channel hasn't tested the low yet, but it looks like it's being pulled back by this gray up channel and this yellow up channel, who both have broken and need to test their highs. So I saw this as a higher low. I like that it moved below, engulfed both of these bars. Break of this orange up channel needs a test of the high. Technically hasn't occurred here yet. I like that it moved, engulfed both, pushed up, stayed above the EMA, which is starting to show strength, starting to push into this gray up channel with a close at the high. So I just really like this setup. Whether you call it a second entry short failure or a higher low like I did, I entered one tick above. Actually, I think I entered right at the right. I was thinking one tick above, but I think I got slightly better fill. Entered, going for 2 points, got my 2 points. Now I'm trailing my runner from lows here. As soon as I got the 2 points, I trailed it one tick behind here, one tick behind here, one tick. When I saw this, I didn't really move it one tick. I want to give it a little bit of room because there's a little bit of space for this to recover and continue upwards. But prices came all the way down, took me out, dropped around. If it didn't, one of these candles would have taken me out. So prices are moving sideways. Just some dojis, one doji here, a very nobody here, nobody here. They're telling me to just be very cautious. It's in trading range, pushes down. Looks like it's a new high. Technically a first entry long, but I saw it as a big visual first entry long pullback, second entry long failure. But it doesn't close very well, so I'm just kind of waiting. Pushes down. I'm thinking it's moving down maybe this bigger orange down channel. Clearly there's some kind of resistance up here. I wasn't too sure about this as a trading range down here, but it looked like it was a trading range here, this smaller range in this green. Starts bouncing around. Looks like it's oscillating in this purple range, which is developing now. It's a new low. First entry short, second entry short. This is a bad signal bar to go short on. And now you're kind of hitting a localized bottom, so it reverses back up, pushes out. New low here. First entry short, pushes back. I'm looking for potential second entry short. Ideally, it pushes up to the high side of this larger blue range, but more specifically, comes up to this resistance level because I'm not too confident about the range right now. Looks like it's one leg pullback. Hopefully a second leg with rejection here, but it doesn't. It just flushes down. Then it creates a failed second entry short. I thought this was a possible trade. It's a new low. First entry short, pullback. Second entry short. Second entry short pushes down, reverses. Strong signal bar. It's a break of this green up channel. Has technically tested the high, and it's failing to move back into this smaller trading range, which was a little bit suspect. So I wasn't really, let me go ahead and shorten this purple range. So initially I had something like this, and I thought, okay, it's a failed breakout here. It's failing to push back in. It made a second attempt. This is what I'm seeing in real time. It's pushing out. Is it really going to move back into this purple? It has a second entry short, and here it's a failed second entry short. So I thought it'd be safer to wait for a higher low just to be sure. Potential higher low here. I'm waiting for a break above this guy, and it does push up. So it's like, it happened very quickly though, because I'd have an order more ready if it was a better signal bar to go long. So it's the first entry short, second entry short, failure, higher low, potential bottom of the range, but it closes kind of weird with these big wicks at each side, which is up and through. So now I'm just kind of sitting on my hands, no trade here. Clearly it's in a kind of a range here. I'm looking for a potential fail breakout here. This red down channel has kind of migrated a bit. Try to correct it. Something close to that. Chopping, fail breakout on this side, expecting a symmetrical break on this side. It kind of occurs. It's respecting this blue range resistance. Starts pushing down. So technically you have a new low here. First entry short. Pull back. You technically have a second entry short here, but it's not confirmed yet. So it's a new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short. At the highs of this range, I called an almost trade because it doesn't quite engulf this guy. These guys are kind of large, I mean, relatively speaking, that I'm a little weary of seeing what's going to happen. So I saw it as an almost trade. I need to see a break below this guy. When I see this candle form and never breaks below this guy, definitely it's an almost trade because now you're waiting for more candles to create your second entry short. I'm not a big fan of this particular setup right now. It's also inside to this guy. This green bar is inside bar to this guy. Finally does break down and through, but you don't know that's going to happen. Clearly it's in a range right now. Pushes. I also drew this, as you can see, this blue trend line never turns into a channel, but I saw something, a potential bounce point, because it's like one touch, technically a pretty close enough touch, small break, but close enough touch, another touch. I'm thinking, is there a range developing? I'm not too sure because it looks like not a range, but a channel developing. Kind of gets busy and noisy, respects the low of this green range, pushes up, kind of respecting the highs of this green range. Now it has a fail breakout potential, pushes up, still staying within this bigger blue range. Technically, you have a new low, first entry short, second entry short, but I saw it as a more visual first entry short. Break of this red up channel, I'm expecting a test of the high, which may have occurred here. Pushes down. So this is your visual first entry short, second entry short, but that's a bad signal bar to go short on. This better trigger bar. I'm looking for a lower high, but it has to break below the EMA because the EMA, although it's kind of moving sideways, is starting to curl up. Prices seem to start to be respecting this trend line. So I'm thinking it could be this big yellow one that turned into this gray one, and then there could be another shallow range developing, but I need more price action to confirm that. It doesn't quite come back down. It reverses back up. It looks like it's staying outside this green consolidation area. So I saw it as a new low, first entry short, second entry short, lower high, but also a new high, first entry long pullback, potential second entry long here. Now it looks like it's maybe 2 legs down from this fail breakout. I'm going to try to crunch this down because it looked a little distorted. 1 leg, 2 legs. Decent signal bar pushes down, pushes back up. Excuse me. Has a small break above, potential trade, possible breakout pullback because it's not really breaking out of this range. Excuse me. It's not failing to break out of this range. It looks like it tried to make itself back in. It's pushing back out. If you did try to take it, you would have been entered here, and this candle would have gotten you probably the quick scalp, but it's a little bit more of an aggressive trade. I'm not the biggest fan. It looked like it was 2 legs, potential breakout pullback of this green range. Pushes up. I'm thinking it might be moving up this yellow up channel, touches once, touches twice, kind of fits somewhat at the high side, but it's getting really late in the day. I saw this and I really wish this had something like this had formed earlier. Let me just kind of zoom out so that we can see it better. This is actually a pretty good setup, except this is with only 5 minutes left, or 10 minutes left. I'm definitely not taking this trade. What I like about it is if this setup had shown up earlier, it's clearly respecting the highs, clearly respecting the lows. Push of this, let's just color this in as, let's just go ahead and make it orange. Push of this orange down channel. Looks like it's first entry long pullback, second entry long. EMA is starting to hold. I have another key entry point, which is this yellow up channel. 2 key entry points, decent signal bar. Risk is only 7 ticks. Would have been worth its shot, but not when there's only 10 minutes left. And as you can see, this would have worked out. So I had this setup kind of shown up earlier in the day. I think there's a possible trade right there, but since it showed up with 10 minutes left, I call it an almost trade. So then pushes into the close. So price action and volume is starting to pick up, which is appreciated. Hopefully tomorrow we have another similar day of better volume because volume is starting to pick up. Keep in mind that the U contracts are rolling over by next Friday, but by Monday, I think most people will be starting to trade the Z contracts of the ES as well as the NQ. And that's why we're probably seeing some volatility come up. Also, the FOMC meeting is coming next Wednesday. And usually the Monday and Tuesday of those weeks are very slow as people just kind of wait to see if the Fed's going to increase rates or decrease rates. And this one actually has a lot of uncertainty because nobody really quite knows if they're taking all this inflation data and unemployment into account to either lower or raise prices. For the past FOMC meetings, they were a little bit more firm on what everybody kind of had a better grasp of what they were going to do because like economy's just kind of doing what it's doing, so they keep the rate steady. This one they might actually lower rates or they might keep it the same. So tomorrow, hopefully, it gets a little bit more exciting, and I expect Monday and Tuesday to be probably slow and dead, and then Wednesday will be fireworks when we find out what the final decision is. So hopefully that was helpful.